What's up, YouTubers? JUICEBOXMERC. I'm back. This is a solo com for you. I haven't done one in a little while, and I say that every time I do a solo com. We're trying to get MGP back on schedule. We keep saying this. It's really hard with my work schedule. I work 2 jobs. As I've said a million times, I'm not trying to pity party, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just letting you guys know this is a hobby. It's not by any means a job. So let's talk about Black Ops 2. Now this is going to be my last Modern Warfare 3 gameplay I post. From here on out, it'll be either Battlefield 3 or Black Ops 2. And this is an okay game. It's recorded from a theater mode, so it's a little off. All the shots and everything's a little bit behind, a little like laggy. So just deal with that. It's whatever. It's a pretty good game. I'm playing on my own. I believe it's a ground war game on Piazza, like I said. Just enjoy. So for Black Ops 2, I won't be able to play for a while. I know you guys don't care. A lot of people aren't going to be able to play on launch night like I did Black Ops. Like I did Black Ops, I got it that night, went home, played a bunch of the campaign, recorded, and I stayed up all night, played until the halfway point in Black Ops, and then played a lot of the online and posted a gameplay that next morning. Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock, I posted a game. And it was an okay gameplay, It's kind of showing everybody, oh, here's what's up. It was like a 48-7 or some shit like that. It was an okay game. It was like I think it was Nuketown was my very first gameplay I posted. But a lot of people will not be able to do that this year. Sig's being one of them. He won't be able to play till Friday, I think he said, and I won't be able to play till Wednesday. So maybe MGP by the end of the, it'll be a Battlefield 3 episode. Maybe on Monday I'll probably post it, but you won't see any Black Ops gameplay from me till that weekend probably. I know you guys are all anxious because I do so well at all these video games, but I never claimed to be that good, like I said, and that sounds like I'm making excuses for myself now. Anyways, I want to talk about solo com's usually my way of just talking to people about stuff I've kind of learned in life, or just little subjects I pick out, and I think I might start trying to pick out one single subject and talking about that subject early on, and just going through and telling like a little story like I usually do. So I want to talk to you guys about knowing your limits. And this is not like, oh, know your limits in life and live by them and all that stuff. We always find out what our limits are. We're constantly finding that out. It's a realization we deal with every day, of not being able to meet a deadline, or not being able to, not having enough money to pay a bill or something like that. We find our limits every single day. And I want to share a little story. Like, there's a certain age some kids hit, like it's usually around like 12, 13, 14, where you're changing your early stages of puberty, and your brain's actually changing. It's not just your body and your hormones. Well, that's a lot to do with it, but your actual gray matter in your brain is actually changing is the problem. Problem is the deal why you're so emotional and weird. But the way the way your brain forms and what you're learning at that time in school, or like what hobby you pick up, is kind of like what makes you into that person you're gonna be. Like it forms your personality basically. It makes you an adult version of you. Early on, it kind of cements who you are, basically. And I mean, you can subtly change this in ways, but you always know, and you can change that to other people. You can present yourself as a different person, but inside, you're this kind of person who's either really into music or theater, video games. You're really into, woodworking, or you're really into sports or something like that. It changes you as a person. This one kind of informs you. But there's. I had it happen to me early on, and it wasn't because my brain was changing, but I'm just using that as a jumping off point. Like I not knowing when you're too young to do certain things, but like having the ability to understand those things. And I had that moment when I was maybe 8 or 9, where I was like, oh, I understand how to do all this stuff. I'm a little bit ahead of the curve as far as developing as a kid. I was a little bit ahead of the curve. I was always a little bit of too much inside my head, and kind of a loner, but I had a lot of friends, but I really like I really like my alone time like I do now, which you wouldn't think so, because I post YouTube fucking videos of me gaming, talk about everything that happens in my life. But there's the whole weeks to myself. But I remember I had to be maybe 8 or 9, maybe 10, when my best friend at the time next door, his family was going to go to Mexico for a family trip and invited me to go with them. And like his parents were immigrants and everything, and they were going back to visit family, and I wanted to go so bad because he was my best friend, and the whole time we were talking it up. When you're kids, we do it now. The expectation is way better than what's gonna happen, of course, especially if a 9-year-old's going to Mexico. Like I remember him talking like he was telling me, he's like, "Oh yeah, we can get beer even if we want," and I was like, "Oh, beer? My stepdad drinks that. Oh my god, my grandpa drinks that. I could get beer." So I remember he's like, "We can get beer, like firecrackers, go shoot guns, and like catch rattlesnakes. We're gonna do all this stuff," and we were just talking up and like amping each other up, and more of him like amping me up. And I got so excited, and I ran. I remember me and him going home, like, "Hey, mom, yeah, Tyler, what do you want?" Daniel's his family's going to Mexico in a couple weeks, and I was wondering, could I go with him? And she immediately said no. And I was fucking devastated because it was so amped up in my head. I remember being so excited because I wanted to go. And she just, the quickness at which she answered just fucking crumbled my dreams. Oh, God, it devastated me. I remember like, "Mom, come on. I can go, and we're going to be and I'm going to be with this family the whole time. We're not going to go anywhere." And she's like, "No, you're 9 years old. You're not going to Mexico with a family that lives next door." And I was so fucking pissed. I remember being such a little bitch about it. And I kept trying to talk to her and telling her. And I was like, "Mom, I really want to go, please," because I was so excited. How awesome would it be? Like, I get excited now at 23. Like, we're going to Mexico. Like, woo, let's fucking go. Like, if I told you we were going to Mexico, you'd be excited. Well, to certain parts of Mexico. I mean, in some parts of Mexico, if you're white, you don't want to go. You better pick up a Spanish. Your Spanish better be on point. You better not have an accent or anything, or you're fucked. You're abducted. Ransom. You're done. That's it. Mugged on the street, fucking knifed, left in the gutter. You're done. But I remember being so fucking devastated by this, and I started crying because I was 9, and I was just like, "Mom, I really want to go." I remember crying my fucking eyes out. And he's there, and it's that moment where if you're with your friends and they bitch out and they're just crying in front of their parents, and you're just like, "Dude, fucking stop. I don't even want you to go now. This is uncomfortable for all of us. This is so awkward. Stop." And I just remember crying and telling her, "Mom, I have to go," and she was not having it. But that was like my first run-in with like like learning, like it's no matter how advanced you are, even though the activities we're gonna do weren't very adult oriented. They were adult orientated, but they weren't very safe, and they were very kid adventures. I remember that's like the first time I ran into my limits, and I was wondering if anybody else had that kind of experience, or they wanted to do something so bad but they couldn't because they could understand how to do it, like book a plane ticket or whatever, but they could not do it. Your parents would not let you. And, leave a comment, let me know. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching this far into the video. Check out MGP. We try to post every week. There's other episodes, plenty of episodes to go back and watch. But make sure to check those out. Tell a friend about the show, guys. You can tweet it out. You can hit Pat on Twitter at XXLBoston. You can hit us up at Muted Gamers on Twitter. And you can get a hold of us and chat with us. Get us some followers and let people know you like MGP. Alright, guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys soon